right into continuing because you're in the middle of combat, right? There's only like I think 2 things left.
No, there's still 3
Yeah.
things left.
There's just still 3
No,
things
there's
left.
2. Oh wow, yeah, there he is.
Oh yeah, no, there's
2.
3. Okay then.
There's a suit agent over here that we can get rid of.
Yeah.
You're right.
So instead of our usual recap, let's just finish this combat encounter, and then you can recap what happened last time. Sound
Goof off
good?
and all that. Yep.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
We got a centipede that's going to trample all over you guys right about now. So, let's have it do that. Who do I want to stomp?
The guy that's shining over there.
bully the suit agent.
Yeah, bully the guy whose job it is to be tanky. That sounds like a glorious idea.
Alright, yeah, it's going to trample a couple of you. Yay. Alright.
Who could have seen that one coming?
So I can
I'm blind.
do- Oopsie. Blah. Wait, let me see how I measure this. Control.
Can you press like Control or Shift to like change direction?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Also, yeah, I'm just gonna inform you of this now. With that first stride you're gonna be taking, give me a will save.
20. Sorry, 1 second.
No, no second.
Why are you laughing?
I'm playing a game.
Why are you laughing?
So this is about as far as it can go. Alright. So
Oh man, it's gonna trample over the car.
So Pent, Doc, crew, and mates are all gonna have to make me reflex saves, please.
Could I see
but
that
that was it.
will save?
Let's see. That's a
Okay,
success.
nothing
Ah,
happened.
screw you.
Can I use
pretty
my
sure
reaction?
You have a reaction? What is your reaction?
I believe it is. I can look at my keys.
You have an app.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Were you standing right next to it? I think you were, weren't you?
Yeah,
I'm right here.
yeah.
Yeah.
He was flanking with mate.
34.
I think that's
Oh.
a success.
Well,
yeah, so...
Let's see
hang
the
on,
attack first.
First, hang on, yes, I know.
It's this. Oh, that's something else.
That's not.
I'm looking through my stuff.
You're either looking for reactive stripe or opportune backstab. And opportune backstab is because that's keyed off of another person hitting.
There it is.
Alright, so go ahead and make
There we
your
go.
attack roll.
Okay.
Remember target.
Yes. Target. Is it double tap?
Hover over, press T.
Yeah.
Oh, and Foe, I think you should move the centipede back here so that it'd be off guard for the attack, because that's when it would be taken.
Sure. Hang on. I'll just move it back in case if the reactor strike doesn't hit.
Oh.
Alright, that's a
That's
hit.
it.
I'm gonna move it back
26.
now. Go ahead and roll the damage for that. It's probably dead anyway.
Yes. Should be 26 damage.
Jeez, that's a lot.
Oh, well, yeah.
Oh.
Rogue Armor.
All right. So, Ash, as the centipede is about to charge at the rest of your comrades, how do you dispatch with it?
I'm gonna take all its legs off.
You're gonna chop all its legs off? Okay.
Yes.
All right
It's like
then.
a good wipe, and a good majority of them just come off.
As the centipede prepares to charge, you act quickly, and with a couple of quick swipes and dashes, several of its legs pop off and it tumbles to the ground in a huge cloud of sand and dust. It oozes fluids onto the desert floor. It is now dead.
Go.
Some people cook giant centipede legs, do they? Ew.
Nice.
Gross.
You think we can collect them?
Alright, so whose turn is it next? Ah.
It's crew.
No,
Or
it's the other scorpion.
magma. Yes.
Cool.
Apparently it's a thing eaten in Thailand.
Nice.
Centipedes.
Wait, what is this thing in? Is it in...
I
It's
think
in
that's an
difficult
area of
terrain mist.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, no, I think it's in... I forgot the area of effect it's in.
It's in my rhyme slick.
Oh, right, its movement is halved, I believe.
I'll post a spell again if you want to read it.
Thank you.
This is difficult terrain.
Yeah, that's difficult to me. Alrighty. Alright, cool. So it will. Alright, it's going to take aim at Pent and spew a bunch of fiery magma at you.
That's rude.
Oh, which one's the magma? Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. That's a miss, damn it.
Yak.
It's gonna do that again, this time at Ash. Let's see. That's a crit miss this time? Boo, okay.
Let's go.
I'm just gonna try and move out of the rhyme slick. And this is about as far as it can move. There we go. And that is its turn. Alright, it is Crew's turn.
At the start of my turn, I'm going to use a free action because I succeeded on my unstable check for Clockwork Celerity. So mate's gonna have 2 actions, and let's... Damn. Failed by 1, so... No more unstables, but that's fine. I still have Courageous Anthem up, so... Mate will... not be able to move because the game's paused. Nate is going to step here. And step like a diagonal there. And punch.
Good punch.
And then
Bonk
because
that
I-
scorpion.
Next, I will use. Why not? I'll try to make this Scorpion's day worse. I'll take 2 actions to cast. Actually. Yeah. Yeah, I'll use 2 actions to cast Slow on that Scorpion.
Oh no. Not the slow.
Alright, it's slowed 1 for 1 round. And I'm gonna turn around and devise on the bottom Scorpion. $19, I'm definitely gonna attack with that. Gotta quote unquote reload, even though it's a magazine. For another 15.
Nice.
So the bottom scorpion is taking 24 plus 15. Okay.
The bottom Scorpion took the 15. Here we go. And that's me.
Clap, 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 clap.
Alright, it is the other scorpion's turn.
Eat the ball.
Don't eat the ball, it's smiling at you.
Okay. So, this one is going to make a pincer attack at me. Because I feel like it.
Other... Ooh, good hit, good hit.
That is a hit, and then damage. It's 15 damage. And then also, so for its second action, it's going to grab mate. So, oh, I think that just happens because, yeah, no, this is part of its attack.
That got remastered. It's an athletics check like normal, but it doesn't suffer from nor contribute to map.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you got a rod to, you'd have to
Yeah.
still roll
not
the
necessarily a
athletics.
rotted.
Yeah.
Just remastered. So you can still grab, you just need to roll an athletics check.
Yep. Good and bad can be crit, can mean fail. But it's sure a hell of a lot more interactive than just get grabbed LOL.
20.
A 20 against mate's fortitude is a fail.
Alright then, and then...
That is one heavy bitch.
And then I'm gonna do Magma Spit at Crew. At map. That's the... yeah. And that's a miss. And that's its turn. Alright, Q-, you're up. Standing away from everything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not really a whole ton of reason for him to be that involved. 10, 15, 20, 25. And look at you. And then I'm going to target it with a spell. No, it's been a hot minute. Let's get him with the ye old classic.
All right.
He hit.
Oh, very nice. Roll
Halakabum. Bah.
Oh,
You're welcome.
no.
Nice.
1, 1,
That is
2.
3 1s and 2 2s. That's a wild.
Wow.
Yeah,
that is-
5d4 and you only roll an 8? Ouch.
The worst part is he rolled a 7. He
Yeah,
got a
rolled a
+1.
Oh my god.
Courageous moment. Wow, that's
Hey, you're-
far.
You're welcome. I increased your damage by a whole
Totally
by a
good.
whole
Why?
14%.
Why, thank you.
Hey, that's good damage.
That
Is it, though?
I mean, it's better than 0.
And that is
I'm gonna
true.
guess.
That's actually correct. It's not great though.
That is a good point, and it didn't get resisted, so that it's better than nothing.
Truly
damage.
got
Sure.
damage and resisted. Oof, actually worthless.
Alright, Ash, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
This one's closer. I guess I'll help this guy out.
I guess.
I guess.
I
One.
guess I'll help you.
Question, Mr. Roguebarian. Do you have gang up?
He does,
I
yes.
do.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Does
I
Pen
don't
have
have a reach
reach?
weapon.
Okay.
No, not without lunge, but that doesn't matter. I wouldn't infer from my reach. I was just curious.
And then
For the
I
positioning.
will. How big is this thing? Like, is it large?
Yeah,
Size.
it's large. Yeah.
2x2.
His pincer could grab your torso.
So it'd be hard to shove. Yeah.
I mean, you could shove it.
You could try.
You could try, but
I think you
it's big. But you're strong though, I think. So
Mhm.
you might be able to.
You wouldn't have any kind of like penalty to try.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah.
I see your plan though. Shove it down to Pent and gang up on it.
Wait, the type though.
Yeah. I'll attempt it. I'll try to shove it closer to Pant. Do you need an athletics check?
Let me check.
Yeah.
Yeah, athletics.
Yeah, athletics versus
Against-
22 DC, which might get you.
Only one way to find out.
Yep.
I guess I have to pop it back in so for it to count. I have it like on a separate window. Oops.
Remember to target it.
Alright, it's targeted.
Yeah, okay, just to make sure.
Oh, there it goes. Ooh.
Nope.
Oh,
That's not-
that's you should probably reroll that.
I am going to. I'm going to use a hero point.
Yeah, no, you don't want to be.
Yeah, because if you go with that,
24.
okay. Yeah, if you went with that and you crit failed, you lose your balance and land prone. You don't want that.
Yep.
That would be
you don't-
bad.
You really don't want that.
So let me see.
I'm sure it'll be fine. What's the worst that could happen?
Listen, as someone whose Pathfinder party almost died on Wednesday because we got crit, we got back-to-back-to-back crit by a werewolf. Very bad things can happen. It's
I
like
heard
that.
almost died, so not the worst thing that could happen.
That is is a failure, unfortunately, Ash. So you try to shove the scorpion and you just bounce against its carapace.
I'm gonna strike at it because I'm mad.
You have to do it, map.
I map.
Yeah, map. Shoving counts as a map action.
Oh.
Uh-uh.
Uh-oh. I should reroll that as well, huh?
You could.
You could re-roll it.
I'll guess.
I guess. There you go.
Nope.
Oh. It's a miss.
The dice are not with you today.
Yeah, you're really not rolling well today. Oh well, you tried. That's what
now you
matters.
have
But
an-
now
Now
you have
angry
a really
scorpion
pissed
looking
off,
at you.
yeah, a pissed off scorpion staring at you.
You're welcome.
Alright, Doc, you're up. What would you like to do?
Alrighty. Let's see if my sleep-deprived self can do my investigator turns. Alright. First things
Don't worry.
first.
Oh,
Devise a stratagem. I'll do it on... Is it in range?
E5.
Far one's in range, I think, for the devise. So yes. I would like to devise a stratagem on that scorpion in the far back, so I would like to do a recall knowledge, see if I get +1.
So let me refresh myself. What is the... This would be Arcana or Nature.
Gotcha. They're both
Arcana
same.
the shit out of him.
They're both the same, so I'm just gonna do that.
Let's see. I think that is a crit success? No.
If it's
No,
if it's
normal
crit,
success.
oh dang it!
You're really close, though.
I never get to crit these and get my bonuses.
Aw. So, there are 3 things you can identify. These are the 3 things that you can identify.
Mm-hmm. I mean, magma scorpion venom.
Yeah.
Magma Scorpion Venom's what you want to identify? Alrighty.
Yep.
Magma Scorpion Venom does this. And this gets applied on any tail sting attack.
I saved against that, so I think I'm good.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Is it
For now?
convertible?
But yes, that's what that does. Now I will do the normal device. Target it. Let me click the button. Device stratagem. Use. 13. That should be
good.
That should be pretty decent. Then I will use that action to spell strike again. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll spell strike it again.
Okie dokie. Go ahead and make your spell strike.
Yep. First I gotta roll the attack with an automatic 13 on there. 31 will hit.
Nice. Good spell
Ooh,
strike.
very nice.
This will be the attack's normal damage, and then I'll do Gouging Claw on it. So, 18 plus... I'll do Piercing.
That's a good shot.
That plus
Ooh,
18 plus 25.
Damn, brother! Fucking
And it does
holy!
bleed.
welcome to Magus.
Jeez.
Also, who you gonna make it off guard to with your shared stratagem?
I would like to make it off guard to you, crew.
Yeah, let's put us, let's put his neck and just step up and
Alright, that is your turn, or you still got 1 action left?
I think I still got one more, so I'm just gonna lot of Zoom. End turn.
All right.
Position.
I'll click it.
Oopsie, sorry. Yeah, accidentally. It is Penn's turn. Hang on. There you go. All right. What would you like to do, Penn?
I'm going to step 1. Coordinates. It is now flanked because gang up is a very funny and balanced feat. And where is? That's a clean blade. Ooh, do I do this? But max HP. Playing straight strike. Yes. Okay. I will and with my last 2 actions, I will invoke Transcendence, Flowing Spirit Strike.
Ooh, very nice.
Right. First attack. That's a 6. I'm gonna reroll that, honestly. There we go.
Much better.
32. Is this everything that should be here? Yes, because I can also just roll like shit. 113. Pain. Literally 12 minimum. Pain.
Why does this always happen to you?
I don't know. I wish I did. Second strike. That would have crit! That's actual. Okay, well, we know it's also off guard, so it's like the 37 or some shit. Can I minimum?
23.
Okay, there we go. That's much better. Right. And alright, I have input Transcendence. My thing will swap to Scar of the Survivor. No longer Gleaming Blade. And if I have Transcendence, I will Radiant and Dancer in this season. So it's done. Yeah, alright. Dawn heal for 18. Or Ash. Sorry. Ash heal for 18.
18?
Yep, 18.
Okay.
Hang on, let me roll that for you. So 18 hit points.
Yeah.
There you go.
You can,
so
you
go
can
ahead.
just click. You can just click the button.
Oh, really? There's a button? Never mind.
Yeah. The green 2+ W level in the Radiant.
Oh, I didn't
that
notice
was-
that.
And we'll do the math for you.
Oh, I see it. There it is.
I'll remember
Andy,
that
cool.
for next
Yeah,
time.
it's
My
cool.
bad. It's really neat.
It's cool. Yeah, that
We
is
love automation.
so true.
When it works.
Got type HP now. All right. Yeah. Okay. Have my crit succeed on a step, or crit succeed on a strike. All right.
Alright, so this scorpion is slowed. It has 1 less action than it normally does, so it can only do 2 things.
Stab and grab.
Oh, darn, you guys are actually healthy again. I will have the scorpion spin around now that Pent is closer and try and hit him with a pincer. Go. Oh, that is a hit. So
Right on the dot.
that's the
Wait.
damage you take, and then for
No, I
the
don't have a
second
fucking shield.
action, it's going to try and grab you. So that will be athletics against your fortitude. which I think is kind of high. Never mind. Doesn't
You rolled
matter.
high.
That is probably a 20, because that is in fact a critical. A good grab.
Yup.
So I am restrained.
So yeah, you are restrained now.
Is that a manipulated action to attack?
No.
Okay.
No. It only has the attack trait.
Alright, so Pent is now restrained. So Pent, the scorpion, not centipede. The scorpion turns around and smacks you with a pincer and then grabs you in the other one. You are now, yeah, not in a good spot.
Yeah, that's tough, bud.
Hang on, where's my status effect here? There we go, okay. There you
Look at all those effects.
go.
Look,
You
I'm
are
a Rumbling Fire
restrained.
fan.
Look at this dude.
Aw, so
I
that
know
was
about
its
that.
second action.
And that's its turn.
Oh yeah, that was its turn because it only has 2. It's slowed. So yeah. Unfortunately, it can't do anything else. Whoop. And that is its turn. Alright. Alright.
Doc, remind me, you made this one off guard to me?
Yes, I did.
Alright.
Kill it.
Seeing the opening from Doc, Groot goes to take aim and is about to devise when he accidentally pushes on the trigger.
Lamau.
Accidental shot.
Yep. So
Alright.
I will roll this with not actually reload because it's a magazine and I still don't know why it asks me to reload every time.
Heck.
Yeah.
Crit.
Nice.
Okay.
Let's go.
20.
Critical hit.
That was a required advantage.
34.
And
And let me click it again just in
Watch.
case I roll higher on the damage. It's critical. It's accidental shot. Also lets me roll advantage on the damage. I'll take that one.
yes,
Thanks.
yes, you did. Holy
Wow,
I
okay.
think it's dead.
Yeah,
Died.
crew. How do you, with Pent still in its grasp, how do you slay this thing?
So there's a second of aiming as Crew's about to devise a stratagem on this thing, trying to figure out it's gonna stop moving Pent for a second so that he'll try to take aim. But it's a really sandy area. Some sand gets in his nose. He sneezes, pulls on the trigger, and just between the head and the shoulder of Pent, electricity just goes sparking through the entirety of the magma scorpion. It would be fried on the inside if it wasn't already magma. But whatever its equivalent of a heart is overshocked and it falls over, letting go of Pent.
Yeah, Pent, you are no longer restrained. The scorpion is dead, but that shot kinda got a little too close for comfort for you. They're totally not trying to kill you. Nope.
Yeah, I mean, I freed you.
True.
Did you die?
Alright, and for my last action, I'm gonna command Mate. Mate, for his first action, actually can't do any athletics on the scorpion because I forgot Mate is small. I really should change that at some point. I should probably make him medium at least. Anyway, that being the case, get punched.
That is a hit.
Good punch.
And then get stabbed.
Oh.
Ah.
That's a miss.
Hero point, why not?
Still a miss.
Elements.
Worth it. That's me. Yeah. After the shot, Crew will call. You good over there, Pent?
He'll just give you a thumbs up with his shield hand.
Thumbs up. He's good. Alright. It's the Magma Scorpion's turn, the one that is not dead. It is going to. Yeah, it will Magma Spit Crew. And... Oh, convenient. I have you targeted already. It's cool. That is a hit.
Right on.
There's 12 damage. And some persistent fire. And then... it's gonna move over
Fire.
here.
Actually,
And then tail sting you. Whee. At map.
oh, I have.
That is a hit. Maybe a fortitude save, please, for the Magma Scorpion Venom.
Let me roll up a bit so that yeah, I believe it got posted, so... Yeah, there we go. There it is. Oh... Ugh, wow, I'm actually really not doing good. Oh. Oh, wait, I forgot I have a reaction for this.
Do you?
Sorry. Yeah. I sneeze again.
Let me see.
Roll the attack again.
Oh, I have to reroll. Okay, so that was the tail strike. Darn it, okay, you don't have to roll the fortitude save, you're fine.
And I never took that damage. Oh, wait, I still would have had the persistent. Let me just, I'll undo that and take that damage again. So that, there we go.
Just know there's a timeline where all that shit went real bad.
Yeah. Because Crew is just that lucky.
Timeline where I'd have to treat a disease.
Well, treat poison, not treat disease. There is a difference.
That is the
I
Magma
guess so.
Scorpion's turn. Alright, Huminos, what would you like to do? You're up.
Well, I was thinking I was going to have to heal a person, but nah, you're fine. So I'm just going to go in second verse. I wouldn't roll like 7 damage twice in a row, right? That just wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah.
I believe
I had it targeted.
And
In fact, you're rolling 0 damage, I think.
yes, that is a 5.
that is a miss, unfortunately.
Luckily.
Alright, Ash, what would you like to do?
That thing's dead, right?
Yeah, it's dead.
This
Oh.
one.
I'll meander all the way over here. And can I target? There you go. I'm gonna hit it with my needle. I missed.
Unfortunate.
Hey, hey, Ash.
Huh.
Try that again.
Alright, thank you.
Special move and do it again.
There you go.
Oh!
That's my damage, everyone. Write that down, that's my damage.
We'll give it to Kira.
Nice.
There you go, 46.
It's pretty good.
Pretty average for the dice involved.
And having it be a non-zero is still pretty good.
True.
And then
Make sure to drag off guard onto it for Doc and I.
Yep. There you go. It is now off guard.
And then can I attempt to trip it?
You may. This will be at map though, since you already attacked. And tripping is, yeah, an attack.
Okay. What do you want me to roll? FX again?
Yep, athletics.
I will note that this would be at map -4 because you're using your free hand, and the fist unarmed attack has the agile trait.
I believe that still hits. Yeah. No, wait. Hang on. That's a check. Yeah. No. It still
Reflex
hits.
to escape.
Yeah. No. You're still. It still hits. I think. Against reflex, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that hits comfortably. So now the scorpion is prone.
Punched him right in the tail.
There you go. Yep, it is prone
think-
now.
That's all your
all
That is
my
all your
stuff.
actions. Yep.
There you go, Doc.
It is now Doc's turn. What would you like to do?
Well, I'm just gonna keep doing what I do best, which is, yeah, I'm gonna try and nuke it again.
Drink coffee and pretend that everything's okay.
Eat hot chip
Yeah.
and lie.
Mm-hmm.
Gatekeep, gaslight, girl boss.
Girl boss. You're girl bossing over there, Doc.
That's a 5. That's a freaking 5.
Wow.
Okay, that sucks. Well then, I could still attack it with map though. So that means I'm not
Hey.
nuking this turn, but hey.
Hey, who knows? It is off guard. It might, there's a chance it hits.
There's a chance. I'll see if it does. Nope. Well, I won't be able to... Actually, I could still spell strike it. It'd just be my whole turn, but yeah. I just have to hope the -5 hits.
Wait, can you? Don't you need a recharge spell strikes?
Hmm. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you're full Magus class, so your spell strikes do have to be recharged.
Okay, I see now.
By either casting a normal spell or a conflux spell, which...
Casting a normal spell won't do it. It just takes an action or a conflux spell, as you said.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll just hit normally a map and then I'll do that. Let's see. That one hits.
There you go.
It will not have strategic. It'll be poor damage, but it's damage. Only 8.
Let's go. Just like the Lance.
And I'll use an action to recharge the spell strike.
Okie doke.
And that's it for me turn. I'll click enter. Boop. Pent.
Alright, Pent, you're up.
Right. Ride. Or I will one action. Increase consistently. I will invoke Transcendence, no scar but this. Heal myself for 17, and then I will heal crew. Then I will heal crew for 18.
Jesus.
Shift. Shift my Divine Spark back to Gleaming Blade. And strike once.
That is a hit.
Let's go.
For 16 damage. Wow. Alright, good to.
Alright, crew. It is your turn. What would you like to do?
Oh, it looks like it wore off. So for my first action, I'm going to recast Courageous Anthem. Right. And no reason to do anything special. Second action, I'm just gonna shoot this guy.
Just kill him.
Yeah, just gonna.
No, nope.
Third action, I tell mate to kill. Third action, I tell mate to kill this guy.
Just kill him.
There we go.
Oh.
Hey, mate.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use my last
fly.
hero point on this. There we go.
Wow.
After a round of really incredible rolls now, yeah, luck's run out. Oopsie.
I mean, I did use both of my luck. I used all of my lucky feats except for the once a day gift one.
Crazy.
Crazy.
So,
I was crazy once.
crew, as mate misses, it lets out a kind of a disappointed beep boop, and then strikes again. This time it hits.
No, I hero pointed it.
Oh yeah, you hero pointed it. Oh,
Yeah.
well. Mate still skewers the scorpion through the face anyway, and it collapses in a pile. Beep boop.
Mate just uses the scorpion's tail as a ramp to like ride up, jump off, and it just rolls a bunch in the air before landing next to Ash.
Well, regardless of the state of your luck, this encounter is over. Everything is dead. All the bugs are dead. So encounter. And then...
And that is why a lot of people need rescuing in the desert.
Yeah, speaking of which, one second. Mate, come here. And Crew's just gonna take out his some of his water bottles and just start pouring it over himself and Mate to try to put out the fires.
Oh yes, you're on fire.
Yeah, we are still burning alive right now.
Rub some dirt in it.
Fact.
Oh yeah, I probably should have just kept the encounter going because you still have persistent damage going. Whatever, it's fine. I
Well,
forgot.
Mate doesn't. Let's see if Crew does. Crew's
Yes.
still on fire.
I'm stuck under the centipede.
Oh, I got you. I'll move you.
Too late.
There you go. You are now no longer stuck under the centipede.
Can someone help me with this? It's not going out. Help, guys, help.
I can only stop bleeding. I can't stop fire.
Or
Prestidigitation
don't you?
work on that? Oh, I'm stuck again under this one.
You're underneath all the tokens. You're underneath.
Dang
There
it.
you go.
Oh, yeah.
It's just trying to pat out the fire. You'd think I'd be more fire resistant after all this time dealing with Mate, but
That's generally not how that works.
you haven't been around Mate as long as I have.
Unfortunately, I don't think you can build up a resistance to being flammable.
Such is the way of being made of flesh.
I've sometimes have a resistance to getting shocked, so I should be able to build up a resistance to getting burned.
Those are not the same thing.
Nor do they work the same. Also, do not simply build up resistance to being shot.
I actually shocked like electricity.
Oh, shocked.
You know-
okay,
you know-
shocked.
You know, Crew, you should probably summon a water wisp.
Oh yeah. One
I'm
second.
gonna
Oh,
use
the ice
this.
wisp. The ice wisp is right there.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
okay.
it is.
I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna soil him. If I can.
He's gonna pee my pants!
Oh, too far. Ice Wisp is here to help.
Oh wow, look at that. It literally has.
So we have ice soil him and he gets drenched.
Crew just looks up like, honestly, he just looks like a wet dog.
By the way, the water that the ice wisp drenches you with is very, very cold.
Just a cold shower.
It is a very
Which,
cold
considering
shower.
we're in a desert, is refreshing. Just like, hey, bud, can you do that again? And after Acid Crew's just gonna look in the air and with an open mouth, trying to get some of the ice cold water.
You look like that stupid fucking meme of the little derpy person just up and looking up in the air with their mouth open.
Exactly. Alright, so I assume Drench puts out the fire.
Yeah, Drench puts out the fire.
Looking like a muppet over there.
Oh, you can. There you go. Thanks, little bud.
The wisp makes a soft chiming noise.
After petting the wisp, Crew's gonna pick up Maid and start just, oh, you got hurt bad there. You got hurt bad there, didn't you, bud? Let me get that right out. Shouldn't take me too long. It'll be done in just a second. As Crew takes all of, like, 12, 15 seconds to repair Maid, because it only takes 3 actions for him to repair. Because Crew has... Let me find it. There it is. Quick repair.
Nice.
Cool. Doc, where are you
Oh,
going?
yeah.
I'm gonna look into the tunnel.
Deep tunnel. Yeah, so the boring machine actually managed to tunnel out from under the ground. And as you walk up to the now gaping hole into the mountainside, Trey spins around and stares at the corpses of the giant insects. Huh. You know, I think they warned us about insects of unusual size when we were setting up this place. I never actually ran into one of those myself.
Yeah.
They do tend to
Also-
live pretty far underground.
Unusual size was definitely underselling it. I was thinking, like, maybe, like, as long as an arm, not a couple stories.
Well, it certainly does give you a story to tell.
This is why
There.
building to the missions is risky. Also, Phil, you can click a little button right here
What button?
on the map.
There's a button on the map?
Should be.
DG's
Oh,
cheating,
that thing,
he's seeing
right.
things we can't see.
Cheater.
Cheater. Cheater.
I'm not
Cheeto.
cheating.
Oh wait,
Cheeto.
he made this. DG made this map, that's why he knows.
Oh my god.
Cheeto.
Cheater.
So,
There you go. There's a door.
Fucking map maker advantage, SMH.
I'm calling back my piece.
well,
I also made the map we're about to go to.
now that
I feel like it is unfair that this man is in this curve.
Yeah.
This is a joke.
as a Crew starts like brushing himself off, now that that's done, welcome to Casa de Trauma.
That was your
As he
name?
starts like, why not? Anyway, let's go.
Waves over Tyrion and Ichiro.
Tyrion, Ichiro. I wander over to you guys. I'm preparing to follow you into the tunnel. Wee! Wee!
To Casa de Trauma.
Remember to cast that illusion spell.
Yeah, Tyrion will nod and actually cast that illusion. What was it, actually? Do I have that in here? Hang on. I forgot the name of the spell.
I believe it was a 5th rank illusory object.
Yeah, I think it's illusory object. Hang on.
My favorite part about illusory object, we are all gonna have to go through and disbelieve the illusion because we will just see a full rock appearing, even though we all know it's an illusion. We will have to still disbelieve it.
That is absolutely hilarious.
Mechanical moment.
Technically, even Tyrion would need to disbelieve it.
Does it look so realistic?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow,
Wait.
are you sure you didn't just conjure a rock? What
Wait,
the hell?
So when it comes to illusion spells, you have to actually actively disbelieve it?
Yeah, it looks real, and like every illusion spell has like you have to interact with it in some way to be able to make a perception check to attempt to disbelieve it.
Huh.
Let's walk through the hole first, so we're not stuck
Walk through the
outside.
hole, and then
Well, that was the assumption. You walk into the tunnel and then he casts illusory object. I thought that was the assumption.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No.
What the
Cast
fuck,
it on
dude?
top of
Why'd
us.
you just block the hole?
Yeah, I have to really wonder how that would look if cast illusory object and then attempt to walk into the tunnel. How do you
would-
just
It would look like a bunch of perception checks as we start poking the rock, trying to figure out if it's actually fake.
But you see him cast it.
Somebody
Yeah,
sticks their hand into it, and the other person doesn't pass the disbelief. Like, wow, how'd you put your hand through solid stone? That's so crazy. What the hell?
You
It's
ever
the
seen Harry
funniest.
Potter?
It's the funniest part of illusory object. The fact that like we could see people cast it, we will know the context that it's fake, but we still have to disbelieve it. Anyway, 1 second, I'm gonna be right back.
That is really funny.
that is absolutely hilarious.
Like you actually see somebody cast illusory object, you know it's an illusion, but your brain still can't comprehend. It's like, oh, how'd you do that? It's like it's just a rock, it's right here, and you watch somebody else stick their hand through it. It's an illusion. You watched me cast it, dude.
You're not an illusionist, you're a conjurer. You conjured a big old rock.
Yeah, exactly. That's never not funny. Anyway. What was I saying? Right. You guys walk into the newly made tunnel and descend into the darkness with Tyrion and Ichiro in tow. And you're about to return to a place you guys haven't been to in what seems like a while. And somewhere that you probably would rather forget.
But nope, Tyrion wants to see for himself.
Yeah, now Tyrion wants to see it for himself.
I quite enjoyed my time here.
Where is my map?
Sounds like one of us found the gift shop.
Mm-hmm.
Never tell you you're a free cash.
No. Well, at least not to my face.
I'll consider this your first.
Alright. Sleeping one eye open tonight.
I got two always open right here, he pats mate.
I need to. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Hang on, I need to. I need to reload. It's fine.
Is the map doing that thing again?
The map is doing that thing again.
Damn
Our
it.
bits were too strong.
Yep. It's fine. I'm gonna.
I thought we disabled the module that does that.
I thought I did too.
I could not tell you.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to test anything yet, so...
Doing it live.
There we go. Okay, we're fine. Okay, good. It works. Okay, good. I was worried.
We're the
for a
guinea
second.
pigs.
Bring us over.
Where's the entrance to this?
There's two entrances.
Honestly, I feel like a life of a guinea pig would not be the worst thing.
I've had guinea pigs before. They're very adorable. I call them squeaky pigs. They're very
Squeaky.
cute. They have conversations with each other. It's actually very adorable.
I just remember my friend had guinea pigs, and I just remembered how they sound when they're squeaking towards each other.
Like, wick, 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 wick. That's what they sound like. It's very cute.
The life to be simply a little guy.
Yeah,
Better than
and
being a hamster.
hamsters always seem to die in really weird and messed up ways.
Hamsters always seem like they're not having a good time. I don't know how to describe it. They never seem like they're happy.
Hamsters never seem like they're happy.
Yes.
Is it
I mean,
them that, like, fall
considering
asleep
the
for a long
stories of
time?
how they die, I would also be not happy if like my brother got microwaved.
Oh my god.
Or
I
rumble
mean,
you're
in a
right.
dryer.
I've heard stories of people's hamsters exploding, like, for various fucked up reasons.
Or the hamsters eating each other.
What? Eating each other? Okay, I've never heard
Yeah.
that one. That's
Cannibalism.
that's really messed up. But guinea pigs are really, really cute because you don't need to have an entire cage for them, so it doesn't need to have a top, because guinea pigs naturally won't want to climb out of a cage. So you can have a cage that's just, you know, really low walls and they won't climb over it. It's really cute.
That is pretty cute.
It is very cute. Oh.
They're like a guinea pig song.
There's a guinea pig song?
I believe so.
There's like the hamster dance, but
You can dance if you want to. You can leave your written behind.
Okay. Sorry, I have to find... Ugh. There you go. Alrighty.
Oh, yes. It's the guinea pig bridge at the Nagasaki Biopark.
Oh, the guinea pig bridge? That's cute. Yeah, I remember that. But guinea pigs in general are adorable. I love them.
oh, that's adorable.
Yeah, aren't they cute?
No, I'm looking at the guinea pig bridge. That's oh my god.
They're cute, aren't
I need
they?
to look at this.
Oh, guinea pigs are adorable, but seeing them like in a like orderly queue in the
Oh,
rush
yeah, there's the
hour
video.
bridge.
It's feeding time. They all just go wee.
I swear I had... Sorry, I'm just looking for something.
It's a gun.
It's a token.
Yeah, I was looking.
And music.
Alright.
Soup?
Alright.
Oh.
So, you guys, when you descend the tunnel, you end up, after how many minutes, half an hour or so, you end up in the, I don't know if you guys remember the hangar area of the labs, where Solomon kept his robots. Yeah, that's where you end up. Pent has not seen this place before. He's not been to it. You guys are very, very familiar with it because that's where your first season was. But Pent, being relatively new, has not seen the underground labs. However, Pent, it's not too far off from the Suits HQ in Tortuga. It's very similar, actually, but the HQ is much nicer. Although, as far as you know, it does have a labs portion that looks very similar to this. And as you guys continue onward, you venture back towards Hesperides Grove, which, as you're walking, you notice that things look far greener than it was previously that you were here. Remember, when you were here last time, there was a lot of, like, fleshy abomination plant things all over the place. That is not the case anymore.
Not so friendly back then.
Yeah, it's not very friendly. There was lots of blood,
I
dead
would imagine
things,
not, no.
weird fleshy growths, a lot of death. That is not the case anymore. It feels very much alive. And Huminus, with your extrasensory perception, and this is especially noticeable for you, there's vitality flowing from everything. It's very bright and lively. And the scent of leaves reaches your senses. And as you enter the big hallway convergence, you see the big tree, Hesperides tree, still there, but it's no longer very diseased looking. It looks like a tree, but with a very soft white inner glow.
Oh, that's nice.
It's a far cry from what it's a far cry from what you were exposed to before. Kind of a relief, actually.
Yeah, the Resident Evil is gone.
The Resident Evil is gone.
It is. You may also notice the heightened security.
I wonder why.
Wherever Solomon is.
Well, here we are again.
Definitely looks a lot nicer than last time, remember?
Yes. It's not a lot of blood or dirt on the floor.
It's green. And yellow.
And thankfully, very little red.
Yes, I will have to say I definitely prefer this version compared to the previous. That is very much for certain.
And I can only imagine why.
Who's gonna, like, go to, like, a wall and just sort of, like, knock on it the way that, like, you know, we knock on a door to announce that we're going in. But we're already here, so he just knocks on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously.
As Tyrion and Ichiro
Well?
follow you in, the way Tyrion's expression in particular looks, it seems like he didn't really know what to expect when coming down here. I mean, I think you've probably explained the situation before, so I think he was probably primed for something else entirely. So coming into the labs and then seeing all of this plant growth, he swivels his head around and stares around at everything with no small sense of wonder, rendered somewhat speechless.
A steady boy encounters greenery for the first time.
Lol.
I mean, not really. He's not that much of a city boy.
He's Bayport Man.
You know, I didn't expect anything like this down here. He waves a hand at the foliage around him.
Well, as you can see, the tree is really deeply rooted here, so This guy's spread out.
He lifts a hand to his chin and rubs at it thoughtfully. I didn't expect anything to be able to grow down here, if I have to be honest.
That's because
But-
it's above a ley line.
That'd do it, I guess. I'm not as well versed in plants as my sister is, but I know a little.
Well, she's here. I don't know where Solomon is, but this bridge is right by the tree.
Where is the big man? Would have thought that he'd like. And he was the one making the tunnel. I would have thought he'd be like meeting us at the entrance or something like that.
Yeah, but where is Solomon?
Where's Solomon? Give me 1 second. I'm drinking.
Drinky.
My throat is very dry.
Understandable.
So, where's Solomon?
Where's the blacksmith? Sorry, continue.
So, what was I doing? Right. Solomon. You don't seem to see him anywhere, which is kind of unusual considering, the big robot man was the one tunneling out in order for you to get down there in the first place. And you didn't see him anywhere, but you definitely see hallmarks of his presence. A lot of the machinery around you looks a lot like the stuff that Solomon has built. It's the same style, I guess, if robots could have a style.
Same aesthetic.
Same aesthetic, yes. But he's not immediately present, but, Crew, roll me, I think, either perception or engineering, please.
I'll definitely pick engineering out of those two.
Alright.
Let me actually check what my leads are. I forgot. Only will anything stop us from getting into the tunnel, so no +1 there. I just realized we didn't recap.
Oh, yeah.
We did not.
We can actually
We were in the
do
middle
that.
of a fight.
Yeah. So, with a 24 crew, as you guys are walking down the halls, you've noticed that a lot of the electronics and machinery, at least the ones that are crucial to the functioning of the complex and funneling power from further down below, they look like they've been repaired. But you've also noticed more security than there was before. You see what looks like cameras peppered all over the place. And as you pass them, you know what HAL 9000 looks like, right? From 2001
Yeah.
Space Odyssey? Yeah. You see these little panels that look like they have a blinking light on it, and as you pass by them, the blinking light shifts as if following you like an eye.
Most would probably be a bit disgruntled by that realization. But Crew just, smile widens a bit as he turns and waves to the camera.
Yeah.
I
Wait,
think I know what's happening.
Oh man, is he the walls?
He's the entire facility now.
Well, actually, you had, what was it, Sal? No, wait. Sid, before Sid.
We had
Yes.
Sid before, but
Yeah.
on top
Yeah.
floor. But bottom floor is all Solomon.
Yeah, which,
Okay,
I mean,
yeah.
this was basically what Solomon was meant to do. He just went and consolidated into one big body for, purposes.
Revenge.
But yeah, as they're walking, who's looking around, just notices the camera. Yeah, waves. Hey, Solomon.
When you wave at the cameras, the lights flicker a little bit. That's the best estimation of a wave, as you can assume. Anyway,
Yep.
yeah, now that we've got that, I think we can do our recap now.
Yeah.
What happened last time?
Well, well,
So, in the last session, we affirmed for certain that Pent is not here to kill us, as far as we know. There's still a chance, but for now, we're pretty sure he's a member of the
true.
Wild
It
Cards.
could always change. I don't know.
Yeah. We have as much confirmation as we can really get that he's a member of the Wild Cards. At which point we were trying to figure out sort of what to do, especially because, as Tyrion pointed out, we all have a very massive target on our backs in the current moment as of our actions against the suits. In trying to figure out sort of where to go and what to do, Tyrion, I don't particularly remember how it got brought up, but Tyrion wanted to learn more about the lab that we were in back in ReGenesis Season 1. And so after a bit of discussion on how to get there without leaving any trail for any Gen Corp, we figured out the method, which would be asking Solomon to tunnel, to create a tunnel from the facility to the above world, and for us to then cover the entrance with an illusion, one that will be staying there forever, unless something happens. Wink. We made our plans, we made our preparations, we went to the location, and the tunneling process began, at which point certain inhabitants of the desert were fairly disgruntled by our presence and the very loud, very shaky rumbling of a giant laser drill underneath the sands, at which point combat began, and then the bugs all got beat to death. The end.
That's a pretty good summary. Alright, you can all give yourselves a hero point.
free hero
I
point.
get 3.
Yeah.
Nice.
Anyway. Yeah, now you're here.
Hey, crew. What's all this behind you? So,
What's all this?
I literally can't see it. I just see like gray tiles.
oh,
Wait, are you colorblind? Red green?
No. Let me send a screenshot. I think the map just didn't
wait,
load for
the
me.
For a second
the map
there,
didn't
I
load
thought,
for you. Oh,
I
No,
thought you might be
I-
red green colorblind because apparently there's quite a few people that are.
No,
But,
I'm one of the. I have near perfect vision.
Okay.
I need glasses, but I'm just a bit nearsighted. It's just the map not loading. Should I reload Foundry?
yeah, you should reload.
You just reload.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought you might have been red-green colorblind because Archon over in Starfall, he is red-green colorblind, so I have to be very, very mindful when doing stuff with maps to make as little red and green as possible, because then it just turns out either
Gray.
gray or muddy.
I wonder
Well, I
how
do wanna
Christmas
say-
must look like for them.
By some assessments, red and green color blindness actually isn't that bad, because typically I think a lot of people that are red-green color blind actually see better in the dark. Supposedly. I'm not myself.
And then, apparently the way Archon has described his color blindness, he can still kind of see red and green. It's just very, very washed out and muddy. So, I don't know if you remember the Best Serve Cold, Cole. There's a red-headed character in there. Archon saw it, and he can still see the red, but it's muddy. It looks kind of brownish to him. So he can still
enough to-
see it.
Enough to kind of tell that it's red, but not actually seeing red TM.
Yeah. So that's how
Yeah,
he's described his color blindness, which I found really, really interesting, because nobody has described color blindness to me before, aside from just seeing gray. I think if you're blue colorblind, though, you're kind of fucked. That I've heard is
Kinda
described as
screwed.
gray.
But yeah, with game accessibility options, usually the red and green colorblind options, you're just making red and green way brighter.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah, no,
Alright,
that's
yeah,
just
I've,
interesting to me.
Yeah, I reloaded and now I can actually see the map.
Yeah. Also, I just noticed... there's a button here.
What does the button do?
Self-destruct button.
There's like a big red button on the table here. Please don't try and press that. Don't know what it does.
Well, now I wanna.
I mean, I built the map just putting random stuff on it, so it's up to your interpretation, though.
Press it.
Alright, looks like a TV monitor here. There, nothing like the good old gaming laptop. That thing can probably run.
Doom.
Yeah, that's it.
I think Solomon can run Doom.
I think. I mean,
Drew can definitely run Doom.
I want you to do this. Close your eyes and imagine yourself playing Doom. Your brain is now running Doom.
I don't like this port. Kind of sucks.
Anyway, lock in, gang. Lock in.
We did. What do you think we used to kill? What do you think we used to kill the fucking bugs?
Lock in for RP, gang. Lock in.
There
Alright. Yeah, Crew's gonna. Crew's gonna like go to the wall and just sort of knock on it as he enters to alert Hesperides that we're here.
Hesperides.
You knock on the wall. The foliage around you rustles almost of its own accord, and behind where Pent is standing over here, a cavity in the tree opens up and Hesperides steps out of it.
There you are. Hey, good morning. We're pretty sure it's still morning. Checks watch. Yeah, it's still morning. Good morning.
She steps out onto the ground and stares at all of you. She doesn't have a confused expression on her face. She was expecting you.
Hello again. I'm glad to see that it seems like you're doing well.
She smiles at you, cue my nose.
Love what you've done with the place. It's looking a lot better.
Oh, yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it? Yeah, things are going a lot better. The tree's mostly recovered by now. I think being so close to the ley line has definitely helped in that regard. And let's be honest, gray walls and bare metal, not very pretty or inviting, wouldn't you say?
Well, definitely not particularly inviting, but also better than what was going on before, to be fair.
She smiles wryly. Yes, definitely. Much better than all that. She frowns and glances aside. Seems still kind of unpleasant for her to think about.
Oh no. Trauma.
Anyway, I was told by Solomon that you were coming around for a visit, but I don't think he ever mentioned exactly why. And then she stares past you. Well, she stares at Pent first, noting the new comrade, and then past you guys towards Tyrion and Ichiro. Ichiro, for his part, is not really hiding behind Tyrion, but really trying to make himself seem as unthreatening and kind of as inconspicuous as possible.
Yeah, I remember he told them to not try and, set off Solomon.
I'm fully imagining Idra like hands in his pockets whistling.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what he's doing. Hands in pockets, looking shifty-eyed.
Nope. I am definitely not the Ace of Spades, do not think that.
Yeah, it's like, I'm totally not suspicious. I didn't used to work for this organization. I'm just another normal guy. No, yeah, that's exactly what he's doing.
Playing it cool, you know?
Just a chill guy.
Anyway, yeah, alongside just, wanting to visit, check in how things are doing, this guy over there, pointing with a thumb over at Tyrion, had a couple questions, discussion. He had some things he wanted to talk about.
She stares.
And he's done a lot of he's done us a lot of favors. We thought it would be, and we trust him. We thought it'd only be fair,
We've
And I suppose-
essentially brought a delegation.
And I suppose while we're here, it wouldn't be a terrible idea to actually get a more thorough look at the facility than we were able to last time. Things were a little hectic.
Good point.
Yeah, and being able to look knowing how to get out would probably lead to better results than how we were back then.
Hesperides.
Yeah, now that they're no longer trapped, you can see that crew's a little excited about thinking about going back to the robotics facility.
That's funny.
Oh, Hesperides purses her lips a little bit. Well, if you really do want to explore, feel free, but I do warn you, we still haven't completely managed to clean up everything, so it's still a bit of a mess.
What variety of mess?
Hesperides shrugs casually. Though, haven't quite gotten all the bloodstains out. It's a little bit difficult to clean those with what little help that we have down here. Also, the robots don't exactly know how to quantify what a mess is. She rolls her eyes a little bit. And then there's rubble still everywhere. Some of the rooms have yet to be reinforced, so be a little bit careful. And quite a few of the computers and machinery are still down, but Solomon and Sid are working on it.
Well, how about this? I doubt I'll be particularly helpful with the discussions involved. Are there any rooms you would want me to take a look into helping out with?
Hang on. It's been a while since I looked at these.
Time to bring up the big map.
Time to bring out the maps again. Hang on.
I think it's pinned somewhere. Could be at least.
While Foe's looking DG, there's someone to kill in Foe's chat.
Geth.
I already killed one though.
Another one.
Kill him again.
Round 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Let me open up my old maps.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna try to find it as well. Oh, I found it.
I mean, don't let me derail things too much. This is mostly for RP reasons and stuff.
I want to go explore too.
I'm going to message to you, Phil.
Thank you. Thank you, DG. Alright, so... when you ask about the... Well, where you'd like to explore, she pauses to think about it for a little bit. Well... The way we've been operating since your departure, we've been cleaning up things slowly from here outward, but the entire upper floor is still in ruins. We've not had a chance to really clean that up much at all. As for the lower floor, I think the magic wing is still relatively untouched. Same with the alchemical lab. My old old rivals' stomping grounds, if you recall.
Yes, I have in fact. We've spoken relatively recently again.
She smiles a little bit, a smile that doesn't quite reach her eyes, and her mood is much more frigid than it was a second ago. Oh, really? Be sure to send her my regards, then.
Well, trust me, I've made an active effort to make sure that she's particularly annoyed at the very least.
Oh, very good, then. Her mood shifts once more, and she's a little more pleased now.
Girl fight.
He's not lying. He was just kind of being an asshole.
Yeah, and considering Hesperides and Lilith's little tiff before, yeah, they don't like each other. Anyway.
She is quite the handful.
She lifts her shoulders in a shrug. If you want to still explore the first floor, feel free. It's still not back up and running, so I'm not sure you'll be able to find much up there. But the entire lower floor, the labs, should be back up and running for the most part. Just not as nice as it is here. She waves a hand to her grove. I'm working on it, though.
Understandable. In that case, I think I'll start perusing some of the lower rooms and see if I can at least sort through things, clean them up if I can.
I'll go with you.
We can take a trip down memory lane, you and I. Remember the time when we nearly killed each other? That was fun.
That was fun. Don't even know where to start that.
I'll stay back here where I don't have to think about that time.
If memory serves, I believe it was our other suit associate compatriot who had been a little upset about things.
Oh, yes.
At the mention of that, Trey stares over and offers a smug little wave. Yeah, hi, that'd be me.
Oh no, the other one, actually.
Wait, Oliver was associated with the suits?
I'm pretty sure we were told that explicitly at one point.
Oh yeah, you forgot. It's been a while. So
Yeah,
We were told that explicitly.
Not only did Furret forget, have you ever heard of trauma repression?
yeah, like it's on brand for Crew to probably have forgotten that little bit of information. So remember when you guys were still, I think the first floor, was it? Yeah, it was the first floor. There was a little bit of a tense moment between Doc and Oliver where Oliver was questioning whether or not Doc was a threat. And
honestly, funnily enough, I remember that happening. I remember the fight, just that.
yeah, and Doc casually dropped that. Was it Doc or Ash that casually dropped that Oliver has the Queen of Hearts?
Doc casually mentioned that Oliver has the Queen of Hearts.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever learned explicit specific details, but we at least know about the general understanding that it's a thing.
Yeah.
But later in season 2, we learned that, Oliver's mom is the Queen of Hearts.
Yeah. It's also that this happened before Crew really knew much about the suit, so he wouldn't have picked up on that being an important thing.
Actually, did we learn about when did we learn about the familial relation bit? Was that at the nightclub? I can't remember, actually.
No, I think it was a couple days before the incursion. Because we met up with Oliver again at some point before the apocalypse.
So Ash already knew that. It just didn't disclose the information until later.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh yeah, that's your mom.
Yeah, Ash knows.
Your mom.
Oh, mama.
Your
Your
mom."
mom.
And then you
Your
guys
mom.
know that Tyrion is currently in possession of, I believe, the Queen of Diamonds? Yeah.
Yes, he said Queen
Yes.
of Diamonds.
Yeah, so Tyrion's currently in possession of the Queen of Diamonds trump card. But I don't think you know the details too much of how he has it, aside from, oh yeah, no, they killed one, possibly, and claimed it.
I know how it works. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we know the details as about how it was obtained. We can probably assume it was not voluntarily given, though.
Yeah. I might have mentioned it, but this is just kind of like a funny extra bit of lore info, but it didn't come up until I think after I completed the high stakes campaign where Alex was one of the party members, but I mentioned that, oh yeah, if these guys are gonna go rogue and defect, it would be really, really bad if somebody got a hold of their trump cards, because, hey, yeah, no, these are really, really powerful items. You don't want other people getting their hands on them. And it wasn't until afterwards that I kind of decided that, oh yeah, no, after what happened with Quint, the suits were in the process of binding the cards to their owners so that they can't be claimed if they're defeated or killed. But the high stakes crew, the recall hadn't really gotten to them yet, so their cards are like the last batch where they can be transferred freely between owners. So, yeah, that's how Pence is still active. Although he can use
Jump
his
in.
whenever.
Yeah,
I'm
it's like
see.
I just have a once a day charm person that is better than normal charm person.
Pretty good.
Yeah, Pence
It is
can...
actually, it is actually pretty good.
Pence can actually make people more friendly towards him, and then actually convince them to do stuff. Like, so it's a combination
legitimately
between...
better than charm person.
Yeah. It's a combination of charm and suggestion. So it's like it's a double whammy. It makes them friendlier and more amenable to taking suggestions. Yeah.
Would you kindly forget what you just heard?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if it goes that far, but it definitely doesn't go into memory manipulation. However,
I know.
I can make them our friends.
I just mean like someone like, would you kindly just, not.
Would you pretend you
report what
didn't
just
hear that?
happened?
Could you forget you ever heard that? Okay, thanks,
Just
bye.
just between you and me, good pals, good friends. It's just
Exactly.
just yeah. I was a little quirky. I'm sorry.
It's not memory manipulation. It's just,
I'm so
yeah,
quirky, I'm sorry.
you're my new
Hold on.
friend, so you're not gonna betray me, right?
Yeah, it amuses me that Pent does have a tiny bit of a moral compass, but he's a little bit looser when it comes to using that. But it amuses
I am
me.
I am a good guy, but that does not mean I am definitive good guy.
Yeah.
You are a spy.
Yeah.
I am the spy.
And, you can make the spy stop being a spy, but you can't take the spy out of the spy.
Anyway, so, what did you guys want to do? So Ash and Q-Minos are gonna wander off into the facility. What about the rest of you? Crew staying back?
Probably listening to Tyrion.
Yeah. Yeah, crew is also going to be staying back, partially to, make sure that, just overall, tensions don't get high, especially with Solomon watching. And also, he
Make
just
sure-
doesn't want to fucking see the facility again.
Make sure Solomon does not press the red button.
Yeah.
Solomon Grundy.
Each Ichiro is definitely going to be staying behind. Tyrion is going to be having conversations with Hesperides. Pent, Doc, what are you guys doing?
Probably observing. As of current.
Alright.
So, Doc will ask a quick question real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever happened to the victims?
As you ask this, Hesperides will stare at you for a moment and then nod her head to the hallway past where Crew's standing. Oh, they're still here. Unfortunately, what was done to them it's taken quite a bit to repair. With the help of the ley lines, they should be fully recovered soon, but... She pauses and frowns deeply. Even if and when they do fully recover and they can emerge from the pods fully and resume independent living, I don't know how safe it is for them to return to the surface.
They are kind of the ones that put you in this situation.
Yes, but they're not prisoners. I don't feel it right to keep them here. At the same time, GenCorp, I believe, thinks they're dead. This facility was given up as lost. So, I'm afraid I'm not sure what to do with them.
Well, I think that's one of the things Tyrion might want to speak to you about.
When you say that, Tyrion
Winks.
stares at you blankly. Huh? I do?
Oh. Oh.
Surely you can't let these people rot down here with nothing to do, right?
Tyrion continues staring blankly and stammers, completely caught off guard.
Right, boss? Right? You're a good guy, right?
Sure. Let's have a chat then. That will be one of the things we can talk about. He smiles awkwardly. Clearly, he hadn't been intending on talking about that, but now that you've put him on the spot, he has no choice.
It has to be done
Crew
eventually. It has to be done.
Crew gives him a double thumbs up. You got this, boss. As he starts preparing to cast Uplifting Overture to aid Tyrion.
Hesperides smiles sweetly and folds her arms over the table and leans towards Tyrion. So, let's have a conversation then, Tyrion just smiles awkwardly. Oh yeah, sure. Let's do that. They start chatting. All right.
I think Tyrion would just be nervous in general around plant ladies.
Yeah, Tyrion's nervous in general around plant ladies, because for various reasons. All right. So, Doc, are you staying behind?
I'm just gonna chill here.
Alright, we will get back to you guys later. For now, Kuminos and Ash, where in particular would you guys like to go?
If you look in campaign chat, you'll see the map.
Yeah, if you look in campaign chat, these are the old maps of where you'd like to go. So the
Let me
purple map
see.
is floor 2, which is the floor that you're currently on. The white map is floor 1, which is where you guys started from way back in season 1.
Does Ash have any particular interests in exploration? Because in a vacuum, Commodus is probably going to go to the alchemical research lab, considering there might be some useful goodies and information left behind there.
That's also the room we met Lilith in.
Yeah.
I think Ash will follow Kamino's lead.
Okie dokie.
Yes.
All right, so to the alchemical research lab, then it is. All right, let me pull up that map because it's been a while. Just as a heads up, I have not changed these maps in like a year, 2 years, so there's nothing new there. But just assume that Hesperides has been repairing things gradually.
Okie dokie.
Oh, I forgot. There is something. Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna tell you. I don't know if you remember, so I'm not gonna tell you.
I remember something that's in there. But
I remember, Fo. That's gonna be very funny.
I'm not telling you. So
I don't remember.
I'll leave you guys to figure that out.
It's up to them if they
later.
remember.
Yeah. One moment. Oh, your tokens are all still on here. Cool.
yeah,
Delete them.
boy. Oh,
So let me get you guys back on here.
Good thing I didn't make Doc go.
That would have been interesting. Ash, you still have peace with you, right?
yes, pieces here.
Peace is
Alright.
always peace.
Peace is peace. Peace is always here. Alright. Let me see if I have. Alright, so. Ash and Q Minos, you guys start making your way through the winding hallways of the second floor of the facility, which is still somewhat fresh in your minds. Some of the rubble has been cleared out, allowing passage through hallways that you couldn't go through before. And eventually you find yourselves back in the magic wing. Which, let me drag that back over here. There you guys are.
I'm back.
Yeah, you're back.
Long time no see.
Mm-hmm. Definitely as chilling as I remember it.
It does certainly bring back some interesting memories, now doesn't it?
Peace is fluttering along with you, Ash, looking at everything. Peace was not here before, so all new. Yeah.
Well, I am. Hold on a second. What? I was planning on heading to the alchemical lab, but that seems strange.
No one's been in that door before.
Oh,
I can't recall. Was this like this the last time we were here?
I believe we were sensing a disturbing presence in there.
Did you want to try and see if we could get it open?
Hold on. Let's see. Ash is gonna place his hand on the door and like concentrate like on what that feeling is. This little. Because if I remember before, it was more like a sense from like some ghouly sense.
A little spoopy.
Very spoopy.
Oh yeah. Ash, it doesn't seem. Actually, Make me a perception check, please.
Perceptioning. Where are you?
It'd be on your main sheet,
Yeah,
not in skills.
main sheet.
Below your AC, there should be perception.
Oh, there it is. 27.
Nothing seems amiss about the door. It's a door, it's locked, but there's nothing unusual about it as far as you can tell. It's a door, but there does still seem to be power going to it, and it's locked.
I think they're talking about like the rainbow lights coming out of the door.
Oh, the rainbow lights? Oh yeah, no, that's... I don't even remember why I did that. I think it was
Can I
just
use the veil?
To show that it was spoopy. Oh.
You can use Veil Lore if you like. You're not really sensing anything off.
Okay.
Oh, okay
Nat
then.
20.
Pretty good.
So, Ash. How do I phrase this? Being in tune with the veil, you have a very sensitive connection to I guess the sensation of death and all things related. What you sense coming from the door is... I guess the best way I can describe it is a sense of melancholy and despair. Not in the sense that anyone really died there, but... just the feelings of... finality and regret. That's the best way I can describe it.
I think Ash will relay that to Q-Minos.
Well, based on that description, it seems as though there might be some manner of spirit involved.
Let's see if we can get this thing unlocked, if you wanna.
Well, I believe it is part of your prerogative if there is some manner of spirit still bound here to see that it has moved on. Am I incorrect?
That is correct.
Then I'd be more than happy to assist you. I'm not exactly experienced in opening doors, but...
You said it's locked?
Yeah, it is locked.
Alright, give me a moment. I'll try to get this open.
Don't worry, I will be providing moral support from here.
Appreciate it. $23.
Excuse me. How are you trying to unlock this?
Trying to get, like... Is it like an electric door?
It is an electric lock, yes.
I'm pulling out the wires.
Oh, okay, so you're just digging in and pulling out wires from the panel? Okay. So Ash, you... In an effort to try and unlock the door, you rip off the panel, the control panel, and start fiddling with the wires, which start fizzling and sparking, which... you guess is normal. You lack the finesse of crew. Hang on. You lack the finesse and grace with mechanics as crew does, but after connecting and reconnecting wires, you manage to jury rig it enough to get it open. And, oh yeah, right. It is now unlocked.
This is a car door.
Well, that's certainly another ominous glow, now isn't it?
Definitely is.
As you enter the room, it's fairly dim and dark, and immediately you notice that there's empty, how do I describe them, carts strewn around with stuff shoved into them, and a couple of vats in the corner, and then incinerator furnaces on the other side. This is a disposal facility.
Now, I would be curious as to where that feeling specifically is coming from.
You sense something over there?
I feel like I'm being chided or pestered in some form, but it's hard to say exactly why.
Q-, you have a weird feeling of being pestered, like a vicious jabbing or poking mentally. No.
He just like swats his hand at the open air.
Probably the dead air in here.
It certainly is not the most pleasant smell in the world, no.
Yeah, Ash, as you wander into the room, that sensation you were feeling seems to be coming from the furnaces.
Are they open?
Some of them are open. There's at least one that's closed. That's the one on the end.
Let's go to that one. We're gonna open it.
You open the furnace, and it's a furnace. It doesn't look like it's been used in a long time, months perhaps, but inside you see what looks like burned material. It's been burned to a blackened char in piles of dust and gray ash. And there's bits and fragments still left in it, though.
Get a closer look.
Perception or medicine check?
Gonna go with. Let's see, what's my medicine look like? Let's go perception again. 21.
How close do you get, and how are you inspecting the pile?
Like, pretty close, and I do like if it's like, is it like charry? Like I can pick it up.
Yes, it's like a pile of ash and dust in the middle of the furnace.
It'd be more like waving his hand over it and using like what is it? What's my spell called? Prestidigitation.
Oh, you're prestidigitationing it?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, that's a mouthful. Okay. Ash, as you're inspecting the pile, you notice the little fragments that are in the furnace. They look like bone.
Boom. What an unfortunate end.
Suddenly, that feeling of melancholy and despair makes sense.
He's going to make a small prayer for them. if he senses any like lingering spirits in here, but he will pray for them nonetheless.
Make me an occultism check, please. Or actually, your veil lore will work too.
And 26.
As you stand there, uttering a small prayer to whatever deity you tend to offer prayers to in this instance, the sense of despair and melancholy seems to disperse. Whatever energy was here wasn't strong enough to manifest as a ghost, but it seems that there's been enough death and untimely ends in this particular room that the feelings and emotions have sort of condensed. But that's gone now.
May you be dealt a better hand in the next life. As well. All back to Kaminos.
Do you feel satisfied that the strange feeling is resolved now?
Not really.
Is there something else you would like to do?
I just gotta walk it off. It's usually a draining feeling.
I suppose I can understand that. Well, in that case, I'm going to continue to where I was originally intending to go.
I'll be right there.
Take your time.
What's in this? Is this water?
Smelly water.
Smelly water.
I mean, I don't know, but
Make me a perception check, please.
Perceptioning. 18.
It looks like water. It's kind of weird and murky though. And it looks stagnant. Doesn't really ripple like water. But again, this facility has been abandoned for quite some time, so somehow not surprising.
I'm gonna throw this card in there.
You do what now?
Like this box. Just to test what it is.
You throw it into the vat?
Like a, well, not like throw, like, gonna
like
place it in there.
like a litmus test, you just kind of like dip it in.
Yeah.
It's a very heavy. Okay, it's a heavy cart, but you're strong enough to move it, I guess. So Ash, you dip the cart into the water, and it starts dissolving a little bit. You hear a soft hiss. And a weird smell, a weird burning smell. Whatever is in that vat, must be acid.
Alright. We'll just let the cart go in there and we'll walk away.
And as you walk away, Ash, bloop.
Oh!
The cube.
You see a pair of oozy-looking tentacles reach out and grab the cart and pull it in.
Alright.
Bloop.
Let's,
Snack time.
Yeah, actually, then there's another one. in the pool next to it. That starts
Jeremy, you
fighting.
said you were going to share.
Yeah, that starts
Come
fighting
on.
over the cart. They tug it back and forth.
Let's go before we're next.
Yeah, evil bloops.
Blip up.
As you exit the room, Peace will perch on your shoulder and then stare into the room.
Close.
Maybe you should close the door. Don't want them escaping. Yeah.
Mhm. He's gonna go ahead and fix it to close the door. Rare to see those things. You know what those are called, right?
Evil bloops. Gelatinous cubes.
Gelatinous cubes.
Gelatinous cubes. Yeah.
Stay away from those.
Not food? Yeah. No.
You will dissolve. Not good.
Yeah, not food then. Okay.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
Yes, meanwhile, in the alchemical lab, Lilith's
Yeah.
old turf.
wood spirits,
Oh yes, you're summoning wood spirits? Okie
for
dokie.
chores, cleaning time.
For chores. Where are the wood wisps? Oh, there they are.
Nice.
You
I
summon
task them the cleaning.
As you cast the spell, several wood wisps pop out of the ground, I guess, and what little plant life there is growing around the area and stare up at you with wide eyes, and you instruct them to clean. They
Yeah.
look very excited about it, and then they scatter throughout the room and go about their work, grabbing things and neatly organizing them. Whee! And chattering away.
Yep, and that is what Ash returns to, is just Kumaino's kind of overseeing the wood wisps, just going and like organizing things.
I'm imagining Kumino somehow like sitting down on a chair, megaphone in hand. Just like, no, you don't put that there. You're supposed to put that in the other corner.
No, you fool. That's supposed to be alphabetical.
Do you give them any specific instructions on how to clean things?
Nah, not really. Mostly just like organizing things. Like, he's just asking them to put like with like. He's not expecting them to like really understand a ton of nuance with it. Just trying to like get things like sorted so it can be easier to go through.
Okay, so
Instead of everything just being a mess on the floor, right?
yeah, so they're just fluttering around, moving stuff, putting them into neat piles for you to peruse later.
Fuck.
Ugh. Yeah, that's what Ash sees when he pops in.
This is very evil layerish now that I'm looking at it.
Well, there was a demon here, if you recall.
A demon, fiend, succubus.
From my understanding, succubi are a type of demon.
Not all the same.
I'm aware, but I believe specifically succubi are a subset of demon. I could be incorrect, but demonology is not exactly my forte, I will have to say.
You know, you would think it would be like with the veil and everything. It's not really well covered with that. It's mostly ghost.
I think it's somewhat intentionally not super well educated about. I think for that reason, actually.
And pick up this book.
As you talk about demons, Peace nods very vigorously.
Yeah. Demons, very mysterious. Not much known. Yeah.
What do you know about demons, Peace?
Mark. Peace knows many things. Yeah.
You want to educate us on that?
Peace tilts their head, stares at you with a bit of a glimmer in their eyes.
What do you want to know?
Just the general things we usually wouldn't know.
I don't know if I'm supposed to say.
Peace tilts their head to the other side and makes noises while thinking.
Where would you have learned this?
Peace swivels their head to stare at you, Q-Minos, in a very almost unsettling manner.
I'm smart now. Know many things. Yeah.
Intelligence does not mean you suddenly are possessed of knowledge that you don't have access to. Typically, you would learn something from somewhere.
Peace lets out a lark and nods its head at Ash.
Ash gave me golden apple. That's why I'm very smart now.
You're saying that the apple imparted this knowledge on you in some way?
Peace nods, bobs up and down.
Interesting. What? It's that's definitely more than just talking in common.
So, what do you want to know about demons? Huh?
Well, the things that you're allowed to talk about, I suppose.
Peace tilts their head almost completely inversed, staring at you from upside down.
Hey. What can Peace say? Oh, I know. Demons not all evil. No. They have jobs.
Not all evil.
Yeah.
Jobs.
People think demons all evil. But that is not case. No.
Oh. What are
You're sick.
the good demons?
Sorry, what was that? What were you asking?
What are good demons?
Good demons. Oh, yeah. Oh. Peace knows one. Peace thinks they are known as the Warden of Hell. Don't remember her name.
Warden of Hell.
Are you saying that they are a positive influence because they keep damned souls under constraint? Is that what you're saying?
Peace hops back and forth on their feet. It's kind of a shrug.
Peace say demons have jobs. Lilith has job. Yeah.
And is Lilith good?
It depends. Some demons' jobs to tempt mortals. Yeah. Can't have good without evil.
Well, she has self-interests, and that could be a gray area.
Meh. Lilith knows what people want, tempts them with it. Whether they do good things or bad things with it, up to them.
Are you implying that typically for demons, the danger associated with them is mostly just with whatever task they are bid to perform by their nature?
Angels same way.
I suppose I do follow that. I can see in the inverse an angelic creature, if their nature is to enact, say, justice on something that we would not typically find to be a major offense. I can see them doing something that we would typically describe as ill-willed, even though that's not necessarily a matter of morality involved with it.
Peace nods at you, Huminus.
Angel of justice only exists to mete out justice. Does not matter if mortal finds it fair.
I suppose I can follow the logic there.
Do not get peace wrong though. Some demons are still very, very mean.
I'm gonna pat Peace's head.
Peace nuzzles into your hand happily.
Meh.
I suppose Lilith left this book here. Could return it.
Oh, yes,
I suppose we could.
I'm gonna look over the book. I'm not gonna open it. I'm gonna look over it.
Also, I need to use the restroom. I'll be back real quick.
Sure,
Okay.
no problem. All right.
Your
so-
pants.
No.
Your pants right now.
So, Ash, the book on the table. So, the book on the table, it looks very old, kind of worn, but it has a very, very ornate cover with a jewel on the front. And the title is really faded. You only see it on the spine of the book, not the cover. And it appears to be... The title appears to be Dissertations on Godhood.
Dissertations on Godhood.
And the nature of divinity.
Let's pick that up.
I'll type that in chat for you.
Who's the author, by the way?
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Who's the author? You don't see blah, blah, excuse me, English. You don't see an author written on the cover. You'd have to open it if you want to look.
All right. I'll go to the first page.
You open up the book and it... how do I describe this? I've not actually seen them myself. It looks like somebody's thesis paper. Like the kind of thing that you write in university for your PhD. But the name of the author has been scratched out, and it looks kind of old. The paper is weathered and yellowed. It doesn't look like anything that's recent, but the binding looks custom, like somebody took their thesis and then had it custom bound, which is actually something that you can do. But a lot of the jargon, just from a glance, looks very formal and complicated.
Mhm.
Man, I
Alright.
don't think you have the intelligence to be able to decipher it. Hang on, let me check.
I got 3 int.
Your intelligence isn't bad.
Mhm.
Let me check something.
Wait, do you have a +3 int?
Yeah.
That's pretty stinking smart.
You could attempt to decipher it with a... It's a decipher writing check, but using one of your skills, and it would be Arcana for anything academic, or religion.
I
But
got 13.
like, you're trained in Arcana, and I will say though, the level of training you'd need for this to decipher, expert at minimum. Actually, probably
I know, just to
master.
give it to you.
Yeah, either expert or master at this point, because it is a thesis that is university level education, probably more, and it's a very highly specialized field of study. So you'd have to be expert at minimum, probably master, in order to even have a chance of deciphering it.
I
Oh
know
yeah,
I'm
you guys
married.
are the high int party.
No,
Is it a-
no, we're not.
Master Arcana. Excuse me, sorry. I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, but you only got +2, and so I think you're a little too stupid for it. Joking.
I have Master Arcana. I'm trained.
Oh yeah, you do.
No, you're master. You're not trained.
There you go.
Oh yeah, Kuminos could decipher it.
There you go.
What exactly is this? I'm sorry. I was dealing with the wisps for a moment there.
Some leverage. If you want to give it back to Lilith.
Leverage. What is it? He opens it up.
Words, very complicated words.
Oh, I thought there was going to be something very different when you said leverage. For a moment, I was concerned. He would attempt to try and understand it. You want me to roll Arcana for that?
Sure, you may.
Any modifiers?
Actually, hang on. Let me see. Let me see what you've got. I'm checking what you've got here. No modifiers. I think just a Master Arcana should do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will give it a roll. Not bad.
Boom, ba, ba, boom, ba, ba, boom, ba, ba.
Let me check something.
Hey, foe.
Yes.
Oh, actually, that's technically a 30 because of the Nymph Queen inspiration.
Oh, right, yeah. So you would have. Anyway,
So
what were you
about
asking?
that birthday 20,
Yes.
can I use it on this?
You want to give it to Kuminos?
Yes.
Oh no. Okay.
I mean, that's up to you.
Yeah.
I did get a total of 30 on it.
Knowledge. But we can get a 41, you know?
We can turn him into a god.
Mm-hmm.
So that is actually a crit success. If Ash gives you the birthday, that's what you want to do, right? Give him the
Yes.
the 20. All right. Because 30 would have been a success. You just made it a crit success. So, okay, I have to think here. So, Kuminos. With some assistance from Ash and your own personal knowledge regarding the subject matter, what you know about it. It takes a fair bit to translate, a lot of time, and honestly a lot of effort, because this is an academic paper, not just any academic paper. This is PhD level study stuff. So wrapping your head around the academic language is kind of headache inducing, but you understand the concepts just on principle. So while you're deciphering the paper, it gradually becomes apparent to you that it's both parts an academic paper for like academic study and also almost theological study, because it deals with gods and divinity. And what you're able to figure out from the paper is the true nature of gods and divinity, or at least what the writer theorizes. And I will sum it up as best as I can. So, So, what's common knowledge is that there's a couple of different tiers of divinity in the world of Mistgard. You have, at the very top, the triad, which are the creator gods, which are Origin, Galileo, and Metronome. The god of creation, god of time, and god of space. Then below that you have the core pantheon, the primary deities, which are primarily natural forces and elements that are associated with them. So you have Or, the god of, I think, earth and metal. You have the paired nature gods of, I forget, Radagast, and I forget the other one. It doesn't really matter, the specifics. And then below that you have more conceptual gods. So you have Nemestrea, who is the goddess of justice. You have Fortuna, the goddess of luck. I believe the ferryman falls under that as well. Yeah, the ferryman falls under the conceptual gods. And then below that still you have more regional, local deities, which aren't worshipped worldwide. They're more local in scope. So like nature spirits, minor deities, deities of places, etc. So that's kind of the structure of divinity in Mistgard. Now, when it comes to where their power is derived from, all deities are theorized to be part of the cycle of Mistgard, which is the prevailing belief of how things work, how things operate. Energy gets shifted around from one place to another. It's not really created or destroyed. Now, there are things that exist in Mistgard called god jewels. Every so often, although it's kind of uncommon and rare, pieces of, let's just call it the divinity, falls to earth and contains fragments of the god's power. These are referred to as god jewels, and whenever they pop up, people scramble to try and claim one because it contains the power of the associated deity. So, for reference, over in Starfall, they're dealing with a Starfall event for the Jewel of Lumine, who is the goddess of hope and light, and one of the second-tier deities. Yeah. So, yeah, when people claim a god jewel, they obtain a fraction of the god's power. However, the paper theorizes that the purpose of the God Jewels is not only that. You're not just claiming a fragment of power from a god. The paper believes that in claiming a God Jewel, you claim... how do I phrase this? You claim a right to replace said divinity. And because the theory is that being part of the cycle, gods are also subject to this as well. So whenever a certain amount of time passes, God jewels fall to Earth, and whoever can claim a jewel can potentially replace a god, and the god gets what's called cycled out. Because the paper also goes into detail that all mortals carry a spark of divinity, which is what allows them to do this. And gods have been replaced and cycled out over and over and over for potentially thousands of years. As for why, it doesn't really go into why, but that's the theory. Because usually god jewels are associated with a certain element associated with the associated god. And the people who get drawn to these jewels are usually also compatible, in a manner of speaking. So, it's possible that anyone can become a god and replace a god. There's also theories in the paper that it's entirely possible to create an entirely new deity, because deities are fueled by faith, belief, as one of like the major underpinnings of their power. So if you could create an entity and put enough faith in their power and status, you could potentially elevate them to the status of a god. However, that fragment of divinity or authority would be missing, so you'd have to attain that somehow. Anyway, yeah, that is what the paper describes. That's a lot.
Well, it certainly is an interesting perspective on some of the fundamental natures of theology and its intermixing with reality. I'd say that for certain.
You're gonna have to make me quick notes.
If I were to summarize as succinctly as possible, I would describe it as a research paper from a scholar attempting to understand and codify both the nature of what makes up a god as well as the ways in which to become or create one.
Oh.
Is as succinctly as I can describe it, although it is missing a fair bit of nuance.
Potentially, a how to become.
It posits a theory as to how one might attempt to create a deity or become one. However, it doesn't cite specific examples outside of general understanding that different deities have been cycled out in the past.
This sounds like a higher conversation for Doc, our crew.
You don't have an interest in it?
It certainly is interesting. It's just harder to understand.
I suppose. Although I would say I don't believe you give yourself particularly enough credit. You are smarter than you attempt to present yourself.
I think I have my strengths.
We all do, certainly do. But I suppose it would not hurt to hang on to this for at least a little while. It does raise a question that's come up in my mind is, what is the fundamental difference between a god and a false god? Considering the topic has come up recently, where, well, I have a particular interest in what goes into the power of a false god.
It is certainly, I think, a more twisted belief or a radical belief.
Well, a thought process, if the findings and research entailed therein are accurate, would imply that one of the primary differences between a false god and a fully realized one is a fragment of divinity in some way, shape, or form. I believe, and I could be wrong, but it seems as though if this is correct, it would be a matter of a false god has the faith accumulated in order to begin manifesting as a deity. However, it doesn't have the connection to fundamental reality to be considered one in the long term.
Oh, just powerful and not divine.
To an extent, I believe there is still a manner of divinity there, but it is not anchored, I would want to say, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Unstable, I believe, would be a good way to define it. But again, I am simply speculating off of somebody else's work. This could be entirely off base.
Yeah, I guess later on, if Peace is willing to, she could, shed some light on that. Like, potential danger there with knowledge we're not supposed to have.
I suppose that is a fair point. The understanding that, well, any manner of despot, if there is the explanation of if I have enough faith placed in my others, then I'll begin to become a god, would certainly lead to, I would imagine, unfortunate scenarios.
Something to tread lightly on. Alright. You think they've got it?
But yes, is there anything else you wish to peruse here? I believe the wisps have cleaned up at least some of the room.
Yeah, they've started slacking off. They've cleaned up enough. It's a little bit tidier than before, but a lot of the books are piled into very large, tall piles that reach near the ceiling. And then you have a couple of wisps that are just napping on the couch in the back.
I suppose it isn't fair to be upset with them. They have already helped.
I'm gonna look in this mirror.
You look in the mirror?
Mm-hmm. I do.
It looks back at you.
Weren't the mirrors like cloaked up? Did you
No,
take the
they're-
cloak off?
They're open. They've always been open.
Ah.
Ash, make me a will save, please.
Great. I'm terrible at those.
Oof, okay, I need a second. One moment.
Okie dokie.
Oh hey, Wowie, would you look at that? This doesn't have a range. Wowie, would you look at that?
You're not
Did
there,
y'all look
so
at the
you
time?
you can't use it, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, that is something I have to actively do.
I think, yeah, you need to be aware at least.
Oh, I tried. Rest in peace.
I mean, if you were on the phone with us, it might work, but...
So, Ash,
Mm-hmm.
there's a big old mirror that you've been standing in front of, and it was there before when you guys first met Lilith, and it's still here, surprisingly intact, a little dusty, but as the wisps were cleaning up, they knocked off some of the fabric that was covering them, and you can see it a little bit fully, and it caught your attention before. A little flash of something in your reflection that prompted you to step forward and inspect further. And as you step closer, the mirror's surface seems normal at first. But then the longer you stare into it, the reflection starts to change. And what it shows you is no longer your reflection. It shows you the one thing that you desire most. And
Oh man, is it a cat girl?
that's
With
you.
giant gazongas?
That's your personal preference. Yeah, sure, it shows you a cat girl with giant gazongas. No. I don't want to assume, but I think I know what Ash's greatest desire would be. Do you want to tell me,
Yes.
or do you want me to?
I think you know.
I think I know. All right. Oh boy. Okay. Time to get really sad now. Ash, as you stare into your reflection, the surface of the mirror begins to change, and you see a pair of arms drape around your shoulders from behind, and you're no longer alone. And a face peeks out from behind you with a bright, bubbly smile. It's a familiar face, one you've not seen in what feels like a long time. You try not to think about her name all that often, but it's kind of hard not to, because you named Peace after her. So to see her again after so long, it's both a happy and sad moment.
He'll start to, spontaneously shed some tears.
Like, quietly, or is he making noise?
I'd say like he's trying to hold in some he's got like shortened breath.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How close is it to you? Hang on. You might be able to sense this. 25 feet. What's the range on your vibe checking?
I think it's 30.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
alright.
sure.
If it's 30, you definitely sense that something's off with Ash.
Kuminos would look over in his direction and then ask, "Is everything quite all right? Are you injured, or..."
Am I aware that it's the mirror?
I'm going to say no. Yeah, you don't know. You don't know it's the mirror.
Right. He will just slowly utter her name. It's
You-
Eden.
Yeah.
What was that?
Eden.
Eden? Is that a person? Is that a A place?
Ah. Her.
Is Ash still very blatantly looking at the mirror?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ash is not able to take his eyes off the mirror. And Ash, while you're staring at it, you see the reflection simply smile and give you a comforting squeeze. She's not hugged you in a long time. You missed it. You don't want to leave.
Right. Kamitos glances over in the direction of the mirror at that. Is there like the tarp over it? Like over the corner or anything?
Just over, yeah, the top corner. It's mostly been pulled off, but you still see a bit of fabric hanging off the top corner.
Kamitos would walk over and attempt to pull the fabric over the mirror.
Now, I have to ask, are you trained in thievery? You're not.
Nope.
So, because it takes a trained thievery check to drape a fabric or cover the mirror without looking at it.
Okay.
So you can still try to cover the mirror, but I'm gonna have to have you have a check, make a check.
Okay. What shall be the check?
Oh, actually, or you can do an occultism check to try to gird yourself against whatever the mirror is doing.
Sure, I can do that.
You're trained in occultism, right?
Yes, I am.
Expert. Okay. Make me an occultism check then.
Hiya.
Oh yeah, avoid gaze exists as well, but yeah. Alrighty. Q Minos, you walk over to the mirror and you kind of mentally prepare yourself or put up mental barriers to guard yourself against whatever the heck the mirror is doing and whatever it's done to Ash. And as you get closer, it sort of becomes apparent of what's going on. As you walk towards it, you catch a glance in the mirror, and at first you see Ash's reflection. You don't see what he's staring at, but as you get closer, the mirror shifts a little and attempts to show you something. You know, the things that you desire most in the world, your deepest, darkest desire. But you've prepared yourself. You know magic. You know how to guard yourself against these things. And while it does show you what you desire, you manage to brush it away rather brusquely and approach the mirror, allowing you to cover it, break it, or whatever you like to do with it.
You just cover it up. He doesn't feel the need to break it right now.
Alright, you cover up the mirror. Ash, you are no longer fascinated. So, as Kuminos covers the mirror, the image of yourself and your girlfriend disappear from view.
Also, on that wonderful note, I do gotta run because I got a lesson here in a few minutes.
Alright.
Thank you for running, by the way.
Yeah.
And don't feel need to stop my account if you still got more stuff. I just gotta run. Okay, goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye, Cole.
Goodbye.
Take a deep
Bye-bye.
sigh. and we should head back.
Yeah. The wisps get dismissed, and you all start heading back towards the grove where everybody else is. And we'll flash back to the grove for a little bit, I guess. And then, kind of figure out what everybody's doing there.
I remember those mirrors were there.
Me too.
I didn't.
All right. So while Ash,
I have.
Ash
I have.
and Minus
Bad
have been,
short or long term, I guess. It's been a while. Anyway, sorry to interrupt.
while Ash and Q-Minos have been fiddling around with stuff in the alchemical lab, what have you guys been doing?
Good question.
Fucking around. It's also dense and session at a time.
Yep, I know. I'm just kind of.
Yeah, that's why Cole already left. Crew's
Yeah,
sort of just... Right now, Crew's just sort of like sitting in the back, doing a little bit of pacing, like, might be trying to look at what's, like, on this laptop here, what's on whatever that is, looking at these monitors, stuff like that, but mainly right now he's just taking a back seat, waiting to see if he's gonna need to jump in on what Tyrion's saying. Let it... Because, this was Tyrion's goal, to go down and talk, so he wants to let him take the reins.
Alright.
Summer of Doc.
Are you guys eavesdropping on conversation or no? Just letting them talk?
Oh, lip reading? Lip reading? Pog?
I mean, I don't...
Damn right,
I
I
mean,
got lip reading. None of your secret conversations are ever going to be secret ever again for as long as I have a
I
language.
forgot.
I mean, I doubt it. Is it like a secret conversation happening, or is it just like, or are they how are they, like, is it whispering or talking?
It's talking, but I wouldn't, it's like a public
But
/ private conversation. They're talking amongst themselves, but you guys are far enough away that you can't really hear anything unless you're really straining. Except
Well,
Peg, you can
unfortunately,
read.
Crew's
people have a tendency to adjust what they're saying when they know people that they may not want to hear things are around. So if you're further away, they'll be more free. They'll be more loose.
Yeah. So yeah, Crew's gonna be respecting the privacy, just looking around at the tech and all that.
I could tell you
He
what's on the map elements are.
inconspicuously drops Madoff, and Mate just gets a bit closer to listen in.
I could tell
In
you
case
what
you
some of the
couldn't
map
hear
elements are.
Yeah, sure.
There's meant to be I intended for it to be like a screen for the vitals of all the people in here. Oh,
Alright. Moving past that, we can worry about that one later.
Alright, so, getting to the conversation between these two pents, since you can read lips, I will summarize. So, at the beginning, it's mostly just exchanging pleasantries. I almost said presentries. Stupid R's and L's. Yeah, they're exchanging pleasantries. Tyrion is introducing himself to Hesperides because a complete stranger. She does not know him. He does not know her or what's gone on, aside from what you guys have described to him previously. Among the interesting things of note, Tyrion introduces himself as being descended from, I guess, a fae? Their grandmother. So, to kind of ingratiate himself towards Hesperides, because Hesperides kind of notes that he does have a bit of fae heritage in him. I talk about how, Tyrion's sister is more used to dealing with nature spirits and nature creatures. This is new for him. Well, kinda, sorta. And then they kind of get down to business, where Tyrion is offering the Sinclair family's resources and protection because Hesperides is a dryad of a very rare and important type of tree called a Sibyl tree. Sibyl trees are memory of Mistgard, so kind of like a library or a hard drive storage for like literally everything in Mistgard before, you know, electronic thing. Yeah, it's an offshoot of Aximundi, the Great Tree. So they're like databanks before databanks were really a thing. So Tyrion's offering protection of sorts, and he offers to do that by way of assisting in helping rebuild and restore the facility, but with the caveat of that if he does this, it would be kind of like a extension of the guild that he runs or will choose to establish in Sunshell. But, you know, part of the more secretive aspect of the Sinclair's activities. So you have the guild, which is kind of like the public activities and the business, the public face, and then there's the super secret shady stuff that they do, which he would be doing with this. And Hesperides is, apprehensive, but open to considering the offer. And that's kind of how the conversation is going.
But the main question is, how will Solomon feel about that?
Oh yeah, Solomon is watching this as well, who can also read lips.
So
yeah,
that's another big issue.
that's another big issue, but they can probably bring that up later. But yeah, that's kind of the bulk of their conversations. So
Business
yeah,
talk.
Business talk. Tyrion has some motives for coming here.
He wants to turn this lab into his own facility.
In a manner of speaking. But it would give them a foothold in the region and a base of operations and a very, very critical piece of yeah, just a very, very critical piece in the presence of the Sibyl tree.
It's also a resource deprivation from the suits, because, you know, while this is one of resources they still don't have access to, it means that they're protected resources now as well.
Because the suits know about this facility, they lost it, they've considered it lost, but that wouldn't stop them from, say, potentially coming back to try and reclaim anything. And Pent would know this.
That's why Solomon is up to security.
Yeah, which is why Solomon's up to security. So Tyrion has his reasons for offering to help. And Hesperides is kind of in a position of vulnerability, so, you know. They have things to offer. But yeah, Pent, that is what you know. You may share that with the rest of the party as you like. But for now...
Oh.
Yeah.
Daughters.
Yeah, at this point you see Ash and Cuminos come back from wherever the heck they were, and Ash looks kind of depressed, shaken. Yeah.
Depressed is the right
Not
word.
about to hold me at gunpoint for half an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably not going to hold you at gunpoint for a while. But yeah, once Cuminos and Ash return, I think that's a good place for us to end for today.
Yeah, their little side adventure, and yeah. Good thing I wasn't there.
Yeah.
I bet it would have been fun if
Hey,
the
might have
other
to-
half of the party was there.
It would have been funnier, yeah.
It would have been funny because, yeah, the mirror shows you what you desire most, and considering 4 out of 5 members of the party have like really, really depressing stuff happen to them, it would have been really traumatic.
Also,
And then there's
consider
Crew.
this. Yeah, there's Crew too. But also
Yeah.
consider this. I think I remember talking about this once, but like, yeah, Doc's a reflection.
Hey,
I mean, he
Can you
is
see it?
now. I mean,
I just meant like, you know, he's a reflection looking at a magic mirror. Nothing can go wrong, right?
well, okay, Doc is actually a very, very complicated case because technically speaking, Doc is still a flesh warp, but considering he assimilated Trey, he is now part reflection and has
Yeah.
access to reflection abilities, which includes funny stuff with mirrors. So
I don't know how you'd handle that, but it's
I
funny.
don't know what would have happened if Doc had been there.
I wonder what would have happened if Trey had been there.
I mean, that actually is a good.
Like, yeah, he's a ghost and all that, but he was fully a reflection in life.
Yeah, hang on. Let me see. You have ancestry feats. Oh yeah, so I don't think you have Oh, you do have the mirrors and stuff. Cool. Okay.
I do.
Yeah, you do have some, and you do have access to the reflection ancestry feats as well. So I don't know what would have happened if Doc had been there. It would have been interesting, to say the least.
It would have been funny.
But
It would be so awesome.
in regards to the rest of you, if you had looked into the mirrors, I think I kind of know what most of your characters would have wanted. Like Pent, it's kind of easy.
Yeah, that one's a little obvious.
Yeah,
one's
that
a
And
one's
little
I
really
think the same could be said about Crew.
Yeah,
I
with
want
Crew,
Kuminos to look into it.
Q-Minos would have been interesting.
Yeah, I wish we could have seen that.
The problem is the reflected desires mirror is it's a level 1 hazard, and I didn't increase it because it didn't seem fair to increase it.
Yeah.
But it was just really, really funny that Ash failed the save, and I believe
Yeah, I can't believe he failed the save.
I actually talked with
Can't
Nate.
believe that the barbarian failed the save.
I can't believe the level 8 failed the save, Alex.
Wow.
Yeah, the DC
I can
on
believe
that
it.
is a will DC of 20.
Yeah, I can believe he failed it.
I would have decided to fail it anyway.
Oh, you would have? Okay.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
actually,
Lamau.
damn, I actually don't have that bad a chance of failing. I forgot I have -1 wisdom now.
Yeah. See, I would have a pretty good chance because I have Master Will because Exemplar is funny.
You
Exemplar
only have
very
a
quirky.
13 in will. That's funny.
Yeah, no, in my
That's-
rebuild, I fully did not grab any wisdom increases, and Hobgoblin starts at -1.
That's vengeance levels of wisdom.
But yeah,
Look, what can I say? I decided that through, you see how he's multitasking? I don't think this guy's wise.
Oh yeah, also Ash has 13.
Yeah, I have 13 wisdom.
yeah, so
Oh, wow.
I don't have any
Oh, yeah.
wisdom.
I have negative. How do we have the same? Oh, you have Wait, why does it say I have a +13? I have a +12. That's weird. Anyway, yeah, I have a +12, not a +13.
But yeah, it would have been interesting to see what each of your characters would have seen in the mirror if they'd looked into it. But I have a pretty good grasp right now on what each of them probably would have seen. And I talked with Nate before about the mirror
Mhm.
thing. It was a long time ago, though. But
Yes.
yeah.